Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time visiting the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button now. You can like this video, that'd be great, but make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. In today's video, I'm going to talk about and I'm going to show you exactly how to re-spool a Ryobi Expandit grass trimmer. My understanding from many of you, my viewers, is that there are folks out there saying to re-spool one of these, you need to take the head off. Heck, I've even had somebody tell me that a representative from a place that sells these tools have told them that's the way you do it as well. I can tell you 100% that that is not correct. So I'm going to start by taking my Ryobi 15-inch Expandit trimmer. You can see it gets an awful lot of good use. I'm going to put away my Expandit brush trimmer. And truthfully, I don't need any of this stuff. I don't need screwdrivers. I don't need wrenches. I need none of it. All of this can go away as well. The only thing that I need to complete this is the tool, some line, possibly a pair of scissors, and this winding tool that comes with it. You can use it, but you don't have to. Before we get into re-spooling this tool, let's talk about the line that you should be using. The manufacturer recommends using a 0.08 with this tool, which is what this is here. You could go down to a 0.065. You can go up to a 0.095, but I wouldn't go any lower than that, and I wouldn't go any higher than the 0.095. Going too low, with the power of this unit, you're just going to tear through that line like it's not there. Going too high may add extra pressure to the motor of the trimmer and could have an impact, a negative impact in the long run. So here I have two different 0.08s, this and this. This comes with the Ryobi tool itself. This is a line that I buy and I use commercially. I would not recommend necessarily purchasing the Ryobi pre-rolled line because it's extremely expensive compared to something like this. Another thing about your line is if it's been sitting for any length of time or sitting out in the sun for any length of time, it's going to start to dry out. And when that dries out, it will break super easy. What manufacturers recommend doing, and it actually works, is soaking the line. If it's become dry, it's become brittle, if it's been sitting out in the sun, manufacturers recommend soaking the line for 24 or 48 hours before use. After you've soaked that line for 24 or 48 hours, you could probably go quite a number of weeks without having to redo it again, unless it's sitting in direct sunlight. This is not an opinion just by folks like me in the community. This is an opinion put forward by the manufacturers of these lines. Now, before you start playing around with the head of this unit, touching the unit, or any Ryobi tool that's ran by battery, make sure you take the battery out first. Accidents can happen otherwise. Now let's take a look at the spooling process. You can see here, there's a line on the head with two arrows on it. You can also see, as I rotate the head, that there's a hole on either side of that head. What you want to do is you want to take those arrows and line them up with the holes. And when I do that, listen, you can hear it click. So once it's clicked, that is pointing to the two holes. And you can see with this lined up, you can see directly through that channel. You see that? And that's where you'll load your trim line. Now, when re-spooling, the manufacturer recommends not exceeding 16 feet of line. For me, I'll take my I'll take my line, I'll stretch from my arm to my shoulder, my hand to my shoulder, approximately 4 feet. I'll take 1 length, 2 lengths, 3 lengths, approximately 12 feet. Take my scissors, cut my line, and with my arrows pointing to the hole, the ability to see through the hole, I will feed my line through. Now, some of you may have line that has been tightly wound, so you'll have a bit of a bend in that. To mitigate that issue, you just simply bend that line the opposite direction. You want to straighten it out. Now, with my line and arrow pointing to the hole, with my ability to see from one side to the other, I simply feed that line through. Once that's through, I'll take 1/2 of my line, the second half, and I want to make sure that my ends are even. So now with my lines even, I can take this tool and we turn right to tight or clockwise. But I don't need this tool to do that. I can simply turn it with my hand and it is actually faster. Now, again, I'm going to measure these out. I could leave it like this and the blade on my guard will cut it. I generally will measure them out, make sure they're the same length. Snip, and we're ready to roll. There you have it. It's nothing complicated at all. You don't need to remove the head. And to do this, generally takes me about 1.5 to 2 minutes. I like hearing from you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeff Seaton, and this has been Jeff Seaton Lawn Care.